Okay, it's live now.
Sweet.
Oh, good. Oh, where's Logan? He was here earlier.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, let's hope he pop in early. Okay, thanks guys for last week into this week with my hubby and his illness. He's not out of the woods yet, but he's doing better.
That's good.
I thought I'll share that with you guys. Okay, did we read the discussion?
Yeah, Mina O'Reilly. O'Reilly? I don't know.
Yeah, Mayor O'Reilly at Logan Airport, TSA.
Yes.
Okay. Have any? What do you think it would be like to be a TSA agent?
I think it'd be kind of stressful.
Yeah, I think it'd get pretty tedious. You're doing this and frustrating because sometimes people aren't very kind and because they're in a hurry.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a thankless job sometimes. Nobody wants to thank you for anything that you do.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever worked there before?
No.
Okay, apart from it being a thankless job, what do you think you like about working as a TSA agent? Do you think you'd like anything about it?
I guess the satisfaction, kind of like it was O'Reilly or Sanchez mentioned, that you're protecting people.
Yeah. So what's that fella's name?
Sanchez?
Yes, Sanchez. What do you think O'Reilly should do with him?
I don't think they should fire him. I definitely think that there's some disciplinary action that needs to be taken.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you guys read the other one, but how discipline without punishment, how it shouldn't be like a punishment. It should be something like it's like a learning process almost. But I don't know. I don't think she mentioned like some of her options. I think that I don't know about being demoted, but she said that, let's see. Options: termination, reassignment to a lower security level position, or verbal warning, development and performance improvement plan for Sanchez and his supervisor, or counseling and retraining. I think definitely a verbal warning, definitely a development of performance improvement plan for Sanchez and his supervisor. It's not that he needs a lot to improve, it's just that he just needs to be reminded about like the security level and like his position and his job and then like some kind of warning so that he wouldn't do it again.
Right. Keegan, any thoughts?
I agree. I don't think he should be fired or even demoted in that case. I think kind of like that other paper we read. It kind of says the different ways. Don't look for ways to fire him, but ways to train him.
Yeah.
Maybe understand his situation more.
Maybe they can.
I don't know.
Maybe if it's a recertification thing, maybe they can recertify him or something, if that's what it is. In this situation, if they keep him, what do you think the other TSA agents would think? Because, I mean, he was on this phone and this fellow run through the security clearance because he was trying to catch his other flights. I'm sure other persons saw. So what they would think if we keep him?
I think like they'll have to take the risk. Like I don't know, other TSA might feel like favoritism or like that he got it out easy. I don't know. It just might not look as fair to other TSA employees.
If what they say about his reputation is true, that may help him though too. They're like, oh, like, well, he is a really good TSA agent, and he actually could be even ahead of us.
That's true.
So they might even look at him as kind of a...
But then on the other side, like if he did that and he got away with it, other TSA might feel like, oh, if he can do it, then we can do it too.
Right.
So in a way, he already has demoted himself.
Yeah. He has. I mean, but question, I don't remember reading anywhere where it says that you shouldn't be using your phone. So
yes, it does. It says on number 6, on page 6 at the very bottom.
It's tough to see.
But it does say TSA policy forbids using cell phones on the job except in case of personal emergencies after notification of a supervisor.
Oh.
Did you see that too, Keegan?
Yeah, the small little thing.
Yeah, it's like the little...
Yeah.
The footnote at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right, I guess. So that was where his mistake is. But, like, I mean, here in Jamaica, our thing, I guess we don't have much security breach to look into. No. Because honestly, when I travel to the US, from Jamaica to the US, I go through a lot of security clearances and all of these things. I don't do that much here. Or even when I travel to other Caribbean country.
Yeah.
But when I travel to the US or Canada, the only thing left for them to tell me to do is to take off all my clothes.
Yeah, I don't, like, I remember before 9/11, like, traveling was not that hard at all.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have to go through much security, but, like, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, so when I was reading it and reading all of these other rules and stuff, I'm like, this is weird. I didn't even realize that the TSA agents had so much responsibilities and all of these things that they did. For me, it was just an annoyance. And I'm like thinking, why can't they be more like at home where you just go through the one check, they check your bag, they check what they need to check and finish. Especially when I travel through Miami, there's like about 3 or 4 different checkpoints, which is weird and interesting. Now that I read this, I understand a little bit more why you guys have so much different checkpoints. Would it be appropriate to punish Sanchez to send a message to the airport, the public, and other TSAs, even if the punishment wouldn't improve Sanchez's performance?
I mean, it would be appropriate. It is a job that, like, if you make a mistake, you're affecting people's lives. So,
Yeah.
I guess it's less wiggle room for a mistake versus if you're like in a business, you simply, that's more fixable.
Yeah, because they did say that there was a backup for what, 15 minutes? With planes having to wait while they sort out all of this drama. Yeah, and I mean, I could actually see myself doing something that other passenger do, because it's not really that much a part of our TSA guidelines here, so I might just be tempted to do something like that without even understanding some of the stuff that goes on here. So so it's 15-minute close of the terminal. How bad would it have been if they had to fire him? Hello?
Right.
Like, what would it have been if they fired him?
Yeah, how bad would it have been?
I don't think it would be. I feel like they would be losing like a very good worker. I don't know. Like they already talked about how like a lot of the workers there are just there for the time being.
Yeah.
And Sanchez is actually someone who's there because he wants to. And he's working hard. I don't know. I don't know. I think that they would just be losing a really big asset if they were to fire him.
Yeah, because it did mention how he liked the job and how he made everybody feel comfortable. And, like, I guess he did look forward to his job there.
I guess the one thing it would do is it would tell everyone they don't mess around with safety at all. It might keep people on their toes a little bit more. I wouldn't fire him, but I guess that's one thing that could happen if they did.
Yeah. But would firing him fix the problem? Because then someone else could do the same thing. Just take a quick phone call from home or something like that.
I don't think it will, I don't think it will fix it. Maybe at the very beginning where people will just be more cautious and more afraid. But, it gets to a point where people get comfortable again and then they make the same mistake.
Right. Keegan, so you said that you'd fire him. Will that action satisfy the airport and the public, you think?
I said I wouldn't fire him, but I just give an example what it would do.
Yeah, but firing him, would that satisfy the public and the airport?
I guess it depends. I don't know if the public really knows about that type of stuff. Do they? I'm
thinking that because they said that backup was like 45-minute closure of the terminal.
Yeah, and it wasn't it one of the passenger that like called him out on it.
Yeah, someone pointed it out.
Honestly, if I saw like a TS agent on the phone, I'd figured he's supposed to do that. I wouldn't even think he's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I would think. I
would be like, oh, he's not doing his job. I'm turning him in. It's kind of funny. Is this like these are true stories, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of surprised me. I'm like, wow.
So if they're not supposed to use their phones on the job, is there somewhere that they can keep it? Like if they have a locker or something somewhere?
No, they can have their phone on the job. They just can't use it unless it's emergency or approved by supervisor.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you have like, say, a 2 or 3-year-old child and your nanny's calling because of an emergency, by the time you find your supervisor to get permission to accept the call, anything could have happened. So, it works out to be more or less the same thing if the phone is in a locker and you call a specific line for someone to find and tell you about the emergency. Wouldn't it work out to be the same?
I don't know whether they talk about like family emergency or emergency within the airport. But like same goes for us at work. If if a family is calling us and if I'm not sure if it's an emergency or not, I have to ask the supervisor. It's not that we have to keep it in a locker where we lock it. So we can have it on us, but it's just that we have to ask permission. Like can I take a call? I think it might be emergency. Or even if it's not emergency, we just ask, and they always like let us go as long as we just have permission.
Interesting. I mean, the more I like read these cases and compare them to like the workforce here, I see how different we are. Because if you're not supposed to have your phone, like in an industry here, if you're not supposed to have your phone, then you leave it in your bag in your locker.
I think it's just depend on your job description. Like if you work in a factory and you're working with like machines or like food product, like you definitely can't have your cell phone because you can't even answer phone calls unless you're on break. But if you like working in an office or in a call center where you sit down at a desk, I think that's like more acceptable. But you still can't take phone calls unless you have permission. It's an emergency.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If I tape, okay, like when I was at the US Embassy and I tape my cell phone to my desk, if a call comes in, I can answer it. But it's not like I'm going to be on the call for like 15, 20 minutes. I can answer it, see what the issue is, and tell the person I'll return the call later. Or if it's an emergency, then I'll go to my supervisor and say, look, this is an emergency, I need to leave, stuff like that. So, but then we can answer the phone and make a determination at that point whether it's a call we can return or if it's an emergency that we need to act on immediately. I mean, in the food industry and stuff like that, then you don't really have your phone. I'm just saying if you have your phone and then you have to get permission to answer, that's where the difference would come in between your industry and our industry here. So, things like those I find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think the security breach was entirely Sanchez's fault?
That was my other thing, was if one person is distracted, someone can just get straight through. I guess, I don't know. I feel like there should always be at least, you shouldn't rely on one person.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, isn't there more than one TSA working at like the security? Like doing like I don't know. I just feel like he should be all responsible for that. Like, what about the supervisor? What about
Yeah, because if you think back to the last time you travel, there was one guy manning the machine, and the other one is telling you to take off or put your bag here, remove your belt, your jacket. So there's about 2 or 3 persons there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
someone should at least have recognized when he left. They're like, oh, well, we should probably make sure nothing happens.
yeah, like the minute they see him take up his phone, someone should be there. So in that case, in what way do you think TSA contributed to the breach, the security breach?
I think they should need to understand this isn't a job where you're like, well, he's going to get fired because I'm going to make sure he fills his station. It's not that type of job. Like, someone could hijack a plane or bring a weapon on board just from a mistake like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a bigger picture than just simply like, I want this guy to look bad.
Yeah, well, it is a good thing that he was just boarding another flight. It could have been worse, like you said. It could have been an hijacker